And that felt good, having a couch, because I was so lost for a long time. But I couldn't stop wanting more, being more successful. I wanted people to believe in me as well. So I both worked my ass for myself and the coaches that I worked with. I wanted to show that I was capable of doing something that no one else was capable of at that time. I felt I was so late off, but I still worked my ass off. And I did, and one day I really lost all faith in myself, and it all came crashing down. Like that, just like that. I stopped training, I isolated myself, I stopped everything, and I think I also broke up with my boyfriend before that, I guess. I can't really remember the timeline. I didn't feel like we were a couple at that time. I just felt like I wanted to be friends with him, and I just tricked myself into wanting a relationship with him. I just felt like that at the time. And I thought if things changed, we could still come back together. But at that time, being in a relationship with him didn't felt right, and I didn't want to fake things, so I broke up with him right before the university entrance exam. I was like, bro, would it affect you bad if I were to break up with you? Because we're like, the university entrance exams are just near the corner. And he was like, the fuck? You're breaking up with me and that's your main concern? What the fuck? And I really understand that was a douche move. Like, I was so full of myself. What the fuck? Like, bitch, what are you even saying? And he cried. So it was like that. So we didn't really talk after that. Like, we didn't stay friends. And I really get mad at him for that. I thought we would stay friends. I thought we were friends. So, but I guess I didn't reach out to him as well. So it's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I was being delusional. Like I said, my best friend at the time was gaslighting me into not talking with my other friends who were slowly leaving our high school because it was a toxic ass environment that was also hard to cope up with, and they made the right decision to change schools. I, at the end, was the only one out of our friend group who stayed in that fucking hellhole. And at the time, I was so mad at them. I thought, like, I really have dependence issues, and I really love my friends when I make, like, I really love them. The only thing I gained from that school was them, and I thought they left me and that was selfish. Because of course they are going to do what's best for them, and like leave the school. But I thought that, wow, if I was them, I wouldn't like leave myself like that. So there was that anger and the lies that my best friend, bestie, told me about them, those other friends. So it all made sense, like, they didn't love me anyway. So I distanced myself. And then my so-called best friend and I kind of break up. Like, we had arguments about her lies and my anger management issues. I was really toxic at times, toxic and hard to deal with at times. I know that. I didn't know any better. I didn't know how to resolve things. And I'm not sorry for her, actually. I am sorry for all my other friends, like the ones that she's told me lies to, I am sorry for my treatment to those friends, but I'm not sorry for this bitch of a friend who gaslighted me, okay? Still, my treatment was not nice, but hers was not any better either. So because of that, I'm not sorry for treating her like shit, okay? And I think this is not that of a big deal. I don't know if this is wrong. Like we were both assholes, I think. But at least I had remorse. She was like, I don't want any chaos in my life, and cut me off when we confronted her with the lies that was 100% proven that she spread. Like, she was just like, I don't want any more chaos in my life, which was supposed to be me. Like, bitch, what the fuck? You are the chaos. You ruined my friendships. Yeah, that happened. So I went into a isolation that took like 2 years. I binged. I laid around lazily. Oh, I completely forget that the time, which was like 2nd grade of high school and 3rd grade, beginning like right before the time I discovered swimming, which was my anorexia era. I keep on forgetting stuff. Yeah, there was an era like that as well. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, we broke off. Yeah, we ended up our relationship with the fake bestie for the better, I guess. But in the end, I was driven into isolation for 2 years because I didn't want to go to university. Really, I really didn't want to, because I didn't want to do anything with my life, and I didn't want to go to the university just for the sake of going to university, because my mental health was a mess. I really struggled to find any motivation for whatever the fuck that I wanted to do. So I wanted to be sure or whatever I was going to do. Like, I wanted to make sure that I really wanted to do whatever I was attend to, like the major. I really wanted to love the major and feel like I had a purpose studying that. Yeah. I also was still feeling a lot of academic pressure from those sucky ass high school years. Didn't have any. For 2 years, I didn't have anyone to talk to besides my mom, and I was just making her suffer by suffering, basically, because like she only wanted to see me in a better state, but all I was giving her was social recluse realness. That was not really amazing. So, me having mental breakdowns and eating non-stop, not training at all, which was my favorite thing to do before that. For like after 2 years, I started to work on myself. When I had hit the rock bottom, there was a gym that I was going when I was training for swimming. Like, I was going to fitness in that gym, doing fitness in that gym. There was a teacher there, like a coach there, which later on became one of my best friends. He is like 43 years old. like I'm 21 and he's 43, and he's like my best friend. Like, he's one of the most special friends that I have. I'm really glad for him as well. He's like, with my mom, he's my family, basically. He's more of a father than my father could ever be. So I was training there. I also had taken some martial arts lessons from him, because, again, for cross-training purposes for the swimming, he told me that it could have really good benefits for swimming causes, and he said that I was a natural, that I had a spark and I could be successful in this area. And I really had, like, my condition, my stamina was amazing. Like, I could do the planks for 15 minutes and like, yeah, it was crazy. I was like basically like a beast, and my lungs had like amazing capacity. So one day, this is going to be so random. So me going out of that isolation phase, not really getting out of it, but attempting that, was like this. I said there's a TV program in our country, like there is in many countries, MasterChef. So I am so like helpless that I say to my mom, like, I am really in a bad state and I have fun watching this program, like they're cooking and shit. I told to my mom that I'm going to share with you an idea and you're not going to ridicule me. Okay, you're just gonna trust me. I just want this. She's like, okay. She's like down to whatever at that point. So I say, what do you say if I study for this particular TV program and study cooking? And I, just like that, I start studying cooking. Like, for each day I do like 3 or 4 recipes from the older episodes of that program, and like for the challenges they give, I think of recipes to do. For that special challenges, I I do research for what I can do for that specific, like for those challenges they give the contestants. And I do that every day for a month. Like, somewhere along those lines, I stumble upon who, let's go ahead and guess, my martial arts teacher. Yeah, that I told you is my best friend now. Yeah, what a coincidence. So he's like, oh, Sachin, what? Yeah, where have you been? Like, and at a particular point of the conversation, I start breaking. I start crying. I start crying like hell. Like, it's like I'm an ugly crier, and I cry my heart out, and he hugs me and says, "You are going to training tomorrow. We are now at this blah blah gym, and you are tomorrow coming to training. Like, this is not okay." So I say, okay. So I start training again, and this time I fall in love with martial arts. We were doing Muay Thai at the time. So this becomes another door for me. Like, I was already working on my mental health, and he gives me the cherry on top, which is like training sports again, because I am a person that functions well only when I'm training. That's the problem. When I leave it, Yeah, no, like there was a time that in exactly at that point I also started going to therapy.